All right, we are back. And we just sold a thing. Let's have a look at our downtime and go through the steps because we're up to step number 1, which is pay off and upkeep. So, the payoff for that mission is going to be 7 cred, which is very nice. And we don't know who the buyer was. So I'm going to do that in the background and we'll see what happens in the meantime. And then what's our current upkeep look like?
So I think we should take because we don't currently have any money in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Pay our crew upkeep from the payoff.
And then work it out from there?
And then work it out from there.
Yeah. Let me bring
Just to keep the ship running, because it's very important.
Let's have a look at the Rhapsody. I'll bring up the sheet for that. We can have a little look. So, does it tell us on here what our... I thought it automatically calculated upkeep for us.
It says 4 paid at the start of every downtime.
Okay, all right. So do we want to pay that for upkeep, or do we want to roll and see how good Tin Can is at keeping the ship together?
What do you think, Tin Can?
I like money.
I am in agreement.
Want to get Cammy to try and do the upkeep?
Upcake? Are they like pancakes?
Yeah.
But in space?
So this is our first time skipping an upkeep. So we're just rolling 1 dice for potential bad outcomes. You want to roll low on this one.
Me?
Yeah, 1d6, rolling low.
Please go well.
That's the opposite.
Yes, that's a 6. I am the best at this game.
Okay, so what system do we think is badly damaged from lack of upkeep? I think it might be the engines.
From burning so much.
From that.
Stick a spanner in too hard.
Yeah. So I think the engines are. Let's mark them as badly damaged. Wait, we only need 2 there. Ash, calm down.
Because we burnt off of the desert planet and the junk planet. So
yeah, we hammered them pretty hard in both things. We were very happy to get out of those systems. So that's damage, but you can repair it with the downtime activity next time, because you're in a port, so that's not too much of a problem. However, we also need to roll for heat.
How do we do that?
I'm just sorry, don't roll for heat. We need to just calculate what it was. And we are in the Breck system where we are already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 8 heat. So if we tick over, we will gain a wanted level in Breck, which means that anytime we do anything really illegal,
we take -1 less.
We take 1 less? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yes, because we're... Yep. So let's work out what the heat is, and we'll take 1 off of that. So... did this go... was this completely quiet and others were blamed? Was it smooth and quiet, low exposure? Was it contained, standard exposure, loud and chaotic, high exposure, or wild and devastating exposure?
I think we were... I don't think we were very quiet because... Although, did we manage to hide who we were when we sold it?
Yes.
Okay, so... Alright. Then we're fine.
Yeah, I think this is 1 heat, smooth and quiet, low exposure. You set off a volcano, so I can't let you have completely quiet.
And we are on the list of people that went to do this job.
Yeah, but I think it was definitely smooth and quiet. I mean, not smooth, but quiet. And then was it a high profile or well connected target? Not specifically. Did anyone die? Not specifically. Was there massive property or weapon damage? No. And did a hyperspace lane or system gate get damaged? No. Okay, so 1 heat, -1. 0 heat? Holy shit.
We are good at this.
What the fuck?
Best smugglers in the U.
Yeah, wow. So that's the so then we so it's still on 0 wanted level. Then we need entanglements. So we are wanted 0. And so we need a d6 from someone to see what happens. Again, rolling low.
Sorry, I got a 6.
That means you have to roll again. And it just moves us up to the next table of potentially bad things.
1!
Yay! Awesome.
Yay!
Let me have a look and see what that result is. That's okay. It's all right. Cool. I'm just gonna hold on to that. For those playing at home, they rolled ship trouble, which means that at some point something's gonna break. At some point.
Hooray!
But that means that we're up to our downtime activities.
Before that, we have home cooking. We could spend a cred to let everyone make a vice roll. I don't know what everyone's stress is at looking like.
It's pretty high for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably wise.
We could do the crew home cooking and spend one of those creds.
Yeah. So you've got 7 from the job, so you need to divvy that up. You'd have 6 if you spent 1 on home cooking, and that divs up easy between 3. It doesn't div up as easy between 4.
She is unconscious.
Yeah, exactly. That means we don't pay her.
Yeah,
we don't pay people who fall unconscious on this ship. Or you could all take one. Or you could all take 1 and put 2 into the ship stash.
I think that's a good idea. Yeah.
All right.
You are all teaching reciprocity some bad habits here about friendship.
I mean, you're going to learn a lesson now about, like, sharing food.
Yeah, let's find out how that goes.
So everyone gets to make a vice roll.
Yeah, and it says if anyone overindulges, a fight erupts, and everyone gains 1 stress after the vice roll.
Which is honestly, like, the like, softest overindulgence, right? Like,
I can't overindulge, so
good job.
I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 3.
DC's got a 3. So clear 5 cherry, clear 3 DC.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Pancakes, the healing power of.
Yeah.
1 for tin can. Cammy, why is it the tin can doesn't get, like, calmed down by sharing food with everyone?
Because I'm fixing everything.
That's true. I'm sorry.
Now, because it is everyone, and I'm gonna just roll for Ren, because I don't think it makes sense for her to not not have access to that. So I'm just gonna no bonus dice. 4. Okay. Oh my gosh, poor Ren is so fucked. Ren had one stress left before traumaing out. Has level 2 level 2 and a level 3 harm.
Ugh.
Just so close to dead. But Ren gains some stress cleared for delicious home cooked pancakes. They're so fluffy and full of psychic goodness.
So this doesn't count as an individual downtime action?
No, this is free on top of.
Yeah.
So everyone now has 2 downtime actions to do what they would like with.
I get a free downtime action because I took the baling twine skill.
Sick.
So I'm gonna. So that's why I don't get pancakes, because I'm
too busy
fixing
this bunged up ship. What does that look like? Do you want to do that one first? Also, the fact that it's called baling twine like sings to something deep in my heart. Like baling twine, silver tape.
So we can remove one damaged bit.
Fencing wire, cable ties, WD-40.
It's very tempting to go after my own priorities and repair the grappling hook, but I think I'll repair one engine bit.
Yep.
How do we repair? What's the
There is a
deal with it?
downtime activity, I think, which is a crafting one that Cammy can use to repair.
No, the repair is just
Oh, it's
you spend a cred, you fix a system, but
Yeah.
because I've taken the ability, I don't spend the cred, and I get that action for free.
Yeah. So
So
that's the one. So this is the one where Cammy's special ability doesn't have to has one free repair action that doesn't cost anything, and it just counts as and that's the baling twine one where you just fix it with whatever's lying around.
I think I will also indulge Tin Can's face vice in the process of fixing the engines. So
that
if
makes
someone
sense.
wanders past, Tin Can is naked, except for I guess they have some sort of underwear on.
Well, I was gonna ask that question actually. If you walk past, how human looking is do you have normal numbers of ribs? Because this is the thing that I think is interesting about the Yaru is that you're specifically bred to be a servant and a workhorse. Do you have are you specifically, do you have extra muscles? Are you built in a different way? Because we normally see you quite covered. And I'm curious to know if you're quite human or very much the thing where we breed cows to be bigger and heavier and things like that.
I think they're just making stock standard humans that just happen to be genetically identical is easy.
Yeah, cool.
And then putting bits on them is easier than mucking around in the genetics.
Right. Yep.
And so they're just a stock standard human, but they've got a heavy duty robot spine to hold all their bits together. Because otherwise their frame wouldn't support all this augmentation.
Yep.
So that's where a lot of the structure is in their spine and their shoulders and their
hips. Yeah.
I think they're not.
Imagine there'd be a thing where Yarus would do a basic human clone, right, and then while it's developing in its super fast childhood, just expose it to a bunch of trauma to try and make the body respond and be no, build muscles here and all those sorts of things. I'm the Yaru are creepy as fuck. That's all
It's how much do they understand what they're working with, I guess. Because we know enough about things to make spaceships, but we also don't understand the Earth, so
yeah,
swings and roundabouts.
Yeah, they know how to do cloning. They don't know how to do genetic coding.
Exactly. Yeah. I think being completely nude would make the act of worship kind of lewd, I think. And so Tin Can is disrobed but still modest in pants on or something.
I was more interested in the silhouette, right?
Yeah. And so they're,
because I always have this image of you worshipping of silhouetted against the rays of deadly radiation that would normally be caught by the because all of these engines have a Faraday cage around them, right?
Is it Sunshine where they have to send the ship to blow up the sun to make it
Yeah.
go again, and there's a guy that's been in front of the sun?
Yeah,
for like,
that same shot. Yeah.
So yeah, doing that. Indulgent
Cool.
vice.
Let's see how much that stress that relieves. More than spending time with your friends and eating good home cooked meals.
I think the pancake thing is probably what happened is Tin Can comes in all oily from trying to fix things, and there's like only a tiny bit of batter left, and you get like the sad last flat
Oh.
pancake.
Oh, is
No.
it like? Oh dear! I'm
And
just
then, like,
imagining
Stuff
like,
with, a huge pancake in their mouth, just like, oops.
and just the little bot that just hangs there. Sorry, we thought you were busy. Oh dear. All right. So that's Cammy's first action. What's
Can I recover on myself?
Yes.
yes, you could Doctor Heal thyself. Is I think there's a specific thing there where it makes it
There
harder.
is something. It's called recover.
Yeah, the recover
I
action.
can treat myself, but it will cost 1 stress.
That's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, so like to give context, we are parked in this like slightly slummy part of Nightfall. There's a lot of like hydroponic farms around here that are growing like honestly mostly party drugs, but also like some food and things. There's markets. And then there's a lot of like chop shops and stuff as well. And yeah, what's the plan? What's the plan? Reciprocity.
The first thing Reciprocity is going to do, I don't know if this is appropriate, but to try and heal Ren a little bit, even though Ren isn't here, even though Evie's not here.
You can't do that action for Ren.
Well, I can doctor, right?
So what the way that it works is the other person makes the action, which is recover, and then they can ask you to do the doctoring to help.
Oh, but it's their
Because
downtime
their
action.
downtime action is because it specifically calls that in the text. It says the most important part of that downtime action is actually the bed rest.
Right, the
Right,
recovery.
so when Evie is back, she'll get a bonus downtime action anyway, and she can be like, "Hey, can someone help me with my recovery?"
Okay.
Because
Cool.
she'll fucking need it.
Yes.
So-
In that case, then, Reciprocity heads out the door without telling anyone to go buy an engine part.
Cool, awesome. So this is a repair action.
Because they've not had money before.
Yeah.
So they're like, what do I do with this? I better go spend it.
Yeah.
So
The thing about cred is that cred is kind of blockchainy, is kind of like digitally encoded, right? And so like I like the idea, and so there's like people hand out like sticks with like creds on it, and they just basically like read how much is currently stored on the stick. But like I like the idea that like you get handed these creds, right? And it just means that you just have like in your internal programming, right? I am, my monetary value is now like 1 or 2 or whatever, right? Like
Yep.
you just like because you're an AI, it's just like an internally stored value.
and it doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right because it doesn't feel like it's really part of them. So I think
Yeah,
Reciprocity is just very uncomfortable with having wealth of any
It's-
kind.
Yeah, but I mean, it would be stored like the way that it would feel is you are owed something, right? It's a sense of like because that's what cred is. It's how much you are owed in things, right? And so there's just little things that in there saying, like being just sitting in your mind, being like, hey, someone should give you something. Right?
Yeah,
like
you should go get a thing.
yeah, it's such a weird thing to think about. Like if you're integrated with your with like because you're an AI core, but you're integrated intellectually with the programming of the bot, and so there's this second voice in your head just being like, you are worth a whole credit. Like
Yeah, so I think the way this goes is that Reciprocity goes to some chop shop, is totally naive, and says, "Give me ship parts," and that's all they say,
Mm-hmm.
and offers the cred, um, and is consorting in their own way. And I don't think they get a bad deal, but they don't know what it is that they get, and so they take it back to the ship. They drag it back with them. It's kind of like clanking along the floor behind them as they're like dragging it because it's too heavy for them. And they're gonna also ask Tin Can and Thane what it is and where it goes.
Ash, what did they get?
Give me a second. I will find out. I'm sure I have a thing for this. Science fiction.
I really hope you just got something that like doesn't work with our ship at all. Like it's a completely fine piece of equipment. Like you said, you got a good deal.
Is this are you buying an upgrade or are you doing the repair action?
I'm doing the repair action. It's to repair damage and offload wealth.
We should keep your cred with the ship in our stash, and then whenever you want to use it, you can just keep it there. If it makes you uncomfortable, like
That's the decision the crew makes for us, Posty.
Okay, so
We'll look after this for you.
What you've bought is technically an astrochem analysis unit.
Oh.
Which will like tell you the levels of things in stuff, right? Like it's like what the Mars rover does with dirt, right? It's like this dirt has like 3 parts iron, 12 parts carbon, 6 parts psychic gel, right? Like it reads that out. That's but I'm sure that's helpful for like I'm sure that's probably actually helpful for afterburners.
Okay. Makes sense.
It's just that like it definitely takes a Tin Can to be like, I guess I can use this, right? And be like, I guess we can use this as like the analyzer for like
Fuel purity.
Yeah, fuel air density. It's just not what it's intended for. It's like it's definitely part of like a high school level like chemistry kit. And they've just been like, here, take this robot that doesn't know anything about machines. But yeah, cool. Awesome. So do we need to roll a rig or do we just yeah,
No.
Cool.
Just gets repaired.
You spend you spend the credit, you get the thing.
Cool. Excellent. So that clears 1 dot of damage, doesn't it?
Yeah, which I did.
Cool. Excellent.
I love it.
Cool. Thane, how are you?
I'm putting my brain in the machine.
Again?
I will become a ghost in the shell.
Oh. Okay. All right. I'm trying to give this as much respect as it deserves.
Not much.
Yeah.
It's actually it's not worth much. What do I roll for the AI? Oh, it's a tune. It's a tune.
It's a tune to try and discover the ship AI.
That's right. And I have. Oh wait, I get a bonus, so I get 1 dice.
Cool.
But yeah. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, there's 2 ticks on the clock. Who's got the clock? Is it on the ship one? Yeah.
We only need one
Yeah,
more
it's on the
tick.
ship. Yes. Like you did that mostly without Orange too. That's impressive.
I mean, you hear a sound that sounds kind of like Orange. You put your brain in the machine and you hear it. It starts responding to you with like weird little like chirps and like burblings. Not words yet, but like it's definitely like responding to you. It doesn't seem to quite understand what your words are, but it's like picking up your tone and stuff.
So, can I use my second downtime action to just complete it? Because
Yeah.
no matter what I roll,
Yep.
it's complete it.
Yep. Roll it anyway, just in case. Because I
Let's-
like to see like I feels weird to just say I'm gonna succeed and not roll the dice. Fuck
Exact same.
Cool.
4.
We clear it. So, what is what are you like saying to it with your mind words? As you're like trying to make this connection.
I think this is one of the times where Thane is actually fairly serious at this point, since things have actually been working.
Mm-hmm.
So Thane is like, Rhapsody, connect with my mind. Let's make a mental connection so that we may understand each other. Feel my neurons pulsing.
Yeah, and I think at some point he just goes, neurons,
Yes, neurons.
neurons, neurons, neurons.
Good.
And then it
And
blows up your brain.
yeah, and like it just goes, I neurons,
You have neurons?
I neurons.
I think in like a week we'll have you. My phone neurons.
Yeah, and it's starting to pick up like concepts of like what different words mean from you. It's just that and like the thing is that it's been like so busy working on maintaining itself, it hasn't kind of spent time trying to understand how you'll communicate, and it's like it's only just gotten the concept of words. But yeah, it's like I neurons pulsing. You pulsing, I pulsing back. Neurons.
You're getting it. This is excellent. Can you talk everywhere in the ship? AI. Actually, we should give you a name.
Talk ship.
Do you have a name? We shouldn't just give you a name if you have a name. Name like Thane. I, the being, am Thane.
Being Thane. Thane.
No, you're not Thane. You're the ship. You're Rhapsody, but you're inside the Rhapsody, so you might have a different name.
Inside. Inside?
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while for it to like work out if it has a name. That's gonna take a little bit, or like not like you don't have to like work at that, but like it's gonna take a while for it to work out its basics.
We'll come around. It's cool with me.
If you want to just call it Rhapsody, it will 100% be like, cool, that's my name, right? Like. It's that thing where like you learn a new language and you're trying to talk to other people in this other language and like your name doesn't translate, so you just are like, cool, I'll use a name that makes sense in that language.
Rhapsody. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
that's good.
Rhapsody?
Yes.
Rhapsody. Neurons. Cool. Awesome. We have a ship AI. Let's mark that as an upgrade for our ship.
Yay!
AI module. Fuck yeah.
Now we just have to hook it up to the internet with safe search on.
What is penis?
No, Rhapsody, no, you turned the safe search off.
I did
Please,
what?
please explain vor.
I did what?
All right. Cool. We have a ship AI. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like I think you can tell that it's like it's quite intelligent. It's just not used to the way that these kinds of beings are working.
I had a feeling it's quite powerful.
Says can automate tasks or run the ship on the crew's behalf. So does that mean we can tell it to fly places and
Yep.
such?
Assuming it knows where the
Yes.
places are and stuff. It's just yeah, it's a ship AI, right? Like it can do ship things.
So do we all each have one more downtime action?
Yes.
Is that right?
Cammy's done both hers because she doctored
Okay.
herself.
Reciprocity is training because they found one of Orv's flight simulators and is trying to learn to be a better pilot, i.e., better than nothing.
Cool.
So they're deep in flight simulator.
Hey, what are you
having fun.
doing?
Flying planes.
What's a
Or
plane?
sorry, flying planes.
Yeah. Yeah, and like it's just appearing in like the ships, like it's coming with you over the like while you're in the simulation, and it's like, is this a plane?
I think one day we'll learn that we're both AIs and we don't actually need any of this shit.
Yeah.
But like for now, we're just like communicating in words.
And it's like, what's a plane? Is this a plane? Whoa! And it's like up, down. Yep.
Fun times.
Cool, awesome. So take that, mark that XP.
Cool.
On Insight, is that what it's called? I played too many Blades hacks. I can remember which stats of
Prowess.
which game.
Prowess.
Oh, it's prowess. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Because we have a training a training module for one of them, don't we? We have a training module for Insight. Okay.
Okay.
So if you
Did
do
not know that.
Insight training, you get 2 XP instead of 1.
Oh. Well.
But that's
Cool.
not the one you need for helming. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Thane, you got another one.
Poor Ross Prosty has very little insight.
I used 2.
Oh, you did too. Okay. Oh yeah, because you did. Okay, so that's all of them then, because you used 2 on the getting a ship AI.
Unless I spend a cred.
Unless you spend a cred, because you can't spend rep in this game, because it's all just
Wait.
the same thing.
I think I want to do...
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go for train so I can get a playbook XP.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What does that look like? You're practicing skills and abilities and things.
I'm being a scoundrel. I think I'm in the weird room. Messing with my trick hollow cards, practicing tricks.
Mm-hmm.
While practicing those tricks, thinking about scoundrelly things. Cons. More orgies.
So like you're in the room where you found the AI, where you went, that is your secret room, where the
Yeah.
AI, you found the AI. So it's 100% like, what's a con? What's an orgy? What's a plane?
Planes we can talk about. That's debts that I owe, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Recounting tales that might be a little bit fabricated slightly to the AI.
Cool. Awesome. Yep. So mark that XP in your playbook.
Yeehaw.
Nice. All right. Well, then we are. That should we take another break, and then we can look at what happens after downtime. We can get started on another mission maybe, because we are efficient. All right. We'll be back in a minute. Chat. Pew.